How do you feel about the quality of education here at Southeastern?
Um, well, I usually divide my education, within the art department. I feel like I've had a really great education. Like the professors are really dedicated to their students, and I'm actually learning things that I can use in those classes. But outside of the art department, like in certain core classes, it was very hit and miss. Like I've taken, one history class where I don't remember anything from it. It was completely uninteresting. I spent the whole time, like, just watching the clock waiting for it to end because the professor just could not engage us as a class. But then I took another history class where it was great. It was one of the best classes I've ever taken. And with a lot of my core classes, that's how it's been, hit and miss as far as quality goes.
How have the budget cuts here at Southeastern affected you?
Well, in the art department, some people were demoted and others were just cut completely, and so we've lost a few really great professors that have, gone other places because of budget cuts, and in the art department, like, professors work really closely with the students, and so for one, like some people, like, halfway through their education, they've had, their mentor leave basically, and I mean, if not that, like, it's kind of like having your aunt or uncle, go live somewhere else, and you don't really get to hang out with them anymore, because, like I said, the professors are really close in that department. So, yeah, that's the main way that budget cuts have affected me.
Have you noticed any disproportion of cutting in certain areas and not others? For example, our French department was completely gutted as a department. I don't know if you noticed it in any other areas.
I don't know. I'm not that well educated on what's been cut and what hasn't, so I don't know if I can say relative to other things. But one of the things I do wonder about is athletics, because I know at one point Southeastern, did away with the football team. Like, that's how fanfare came about. Like, I don't remember the reasons why they stopped having a football team. But like, I'm not saying that football players don't also deserve to go to college, but I think that education, academics, should be more important than the sports. Like,
right.
Like, once again, not to diminish what they're doing, because I know they work really hard with what they do, but we go to college for an education, and like, and so I wonder if, I don't know if anything's been cut there. Maybe there has been, but to completely gut the entire French department, it seems really harsh, especially since we're in Southeast Louisiana.
Right.
Like, in Louisiana, we always talk about how important our culture is and how much we love being from Louisiana because of, the unique culture we've got here. And French is that culture. I mean, there's a lot of other things mixed in, but French is really, really important. And now we don't have a French department, right? We've got, like, they're offering a few classes, but there's no majors. Is there even a minor? I don't know.
I don't know.
But we've got, all the tenured professors were either let go or let go and then rehired as some lesser position. And I mean, that's a whole nother thing. That's just such a slap in the face.
The tenured professors were let go?
Weren't they? Wasn't that the whole?
Right.
I don't know. I guess I might not.
No,
have
I think you're
there.
right. I was just.
Like, didn't they keep on the professors that they
Right.
don't have to pay as much?
I think what happened is that one tenured professor, I think there were 3 tenured professors, and they had one position. They got rid of. They basically said, we're going to fire you as tenured professors, and we'll rehire, I think, one of you in a demoted position. And I think that's how it went down.
Yeah.
Because I know one of them did stay in a demoted position.
Mm-hmm.
But the other two, I'm pretty sure they've gone. There was no space for three.
Yeah.
Or not even two. There was just one left.
And I mean, to lose a program like that, and then I see so much other spending that doesn't seem necessary. Like, I know a lot of the renovations and new things that they're building, the money was set aside for that before, we had a budget crisis or whatever. But, and people always say, it'd be a pain to, move that money somewhere else now. But, like, no matter how much red tape you have to go through, I think it'd be more important, more sensible to try to move that money to academics rather than, redoing the student union or building another track or, whatever else.
Right.
And right now they're putting in new AstroTurf on the football field. And it's not just AstroTurf, it's the AstroTurf that the Saints played the Super Bowl on. And it cost $500,000.
Oh, wow.
And I've heard some people say that they raised that money themselves.
Yeah, it might be a separate budget.
Yeah, it might be a separate budget, but that's still $500,000 that even that department could be using for something else, so that they don't have to rely on the schools, other budget. I don't know. I just think $500,000 for AstroTurf, is a lot.
Right. How have you felt about the parking on campus?
Well,
speaking of AstroTurf,
speaking of AstroTurf, I kind of feel like the parking garage that they put in was just an excuse to build a fancy press box. I've heard from a couple different sources that it actually has fewer parking spots than the lot that was there before had.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I mean, a couple semesters ago, I had lots of issues with parking. There were several times where I was late to class, and a couple times where I couldn't even make it to class at all because I couldn't find a parking spot. I literally drove around for hours, 2 hours, and then finally okay, class is over now, I might as well just go home.
Right.
So I mean, after that, I started coming to school at 8 o'clock to get a spot whenever I didn't have class till 11 or 12. And I mean, it's a little frustrating. I don't really have a lot of solutions other than maybe another garage, where the gravel pit, the gravel, over by the dorms, and somewhere, another garage, maybe a taller one. I mean, like I said, those are expensive, so I don't know how they could do that. I mean, they have added a couple more gravel parking lots over by the library, and so it does kind of seem like they're trying to do something, but yeah, it's really tough. I feel bad I've only got one class this semester, so I'm lucky I don't have to worry about parking so much. But full-time students, it's got to be a headache.